Beyond Meat is a socially conscious organization. The organization description is a growing company made directly from simple plant-based ingredients. By shifting from animal to plant-based meat, the company is addressing 4 global issues attributed to livestock production: human health, climate change, constraints on natural resources, and animal welfare. In today's fast-paced and global community, most organizations are faced with constant change. Beyond Meat is a contemporary company responding to significant change within the industry regarding environmental constraints. Their mission at Beyond Meat: we believe there is a better way to feed the planet. Our mission is to create the future of protein-delicious plant-based burgers, sausages, crumbles, and more made directly from simple plant-based ingredients. So I'm going to take a second here to talk about servant leadership. In servant leadership, power comes from giving it away and putting oneself in a position to serve others. In Greenleaf's principles of servant leadership, and as seen in the Bible, taking the role of the servant can in turn make one a leader, because you are leading by example and acting in service. Jesus did not proclaim himself as a leader, but rather as a servant to his people. This can be seen in John 13:3-5. Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come from God and was going back to God, rose from supper. He laid aside his outer garments, and taking a towel, tied it around his waist. Then he poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel that was wrapped around him. After this, Jesus explained to the disciples how he is their leader, yet he washed their feet, so they should wash each other's feet. He gave an example of how to lead. This is just one of my favorite quotes, and Beyond Meat is becoming the example of how a company should serve the community. So some of the impacts from Beyond Meat: a recent study by the University of Michigan compared the Beyond Burger to a quarter-pound U.S. beef burger. The study concluded that the Beyond Burger used 99% less water, 93% less land, 90% fewer greenhouse gas emissions, and 46% less energy. Processed meat is linked to a 16% increased cancer risk, as well as a 21% increased heart disease risk. Livestock rearing and processing drives 51% of all global greenhouse gas emissions. This makes agribusiness the number 1 contributor to climate change, larger than the transportation industry. 45% of global surface area is utilized for livestock systems, and lastly, 66 billion land animals are slaughtered every year for food. The servant leadership principles employed by this company consist of listening, empathy, healing, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, commitment to the growth of people, and building community. Beyond Meat listened to a problem in society and responded to it. They are empathetic towards all living creatures and are trying to heal our environment and our people. Foresight is the characteristic that enables servant leaders to understand lessons from the past, realities of the present, and likely outcomes of future decisions. And this is something that I think Beyond Meat really enables. So then here, this just points out corporate social responsibility versus conscious business. Just want to talk about the servant leadership principles I recognize as the most valuable include commitment to the growth of people and building community. Social responsibility is at the core of Beyond Meat's business model. According to Carter and Backhurst, servant leadership creates engaged employees. One article suggests organizational leaders are critical in establishing and creating ethical cultures that produce productive, loyal, and engaged employees. The implementation of servant leadership can create a culture where workers are committed to delivering top-notch customer service. Personal ethics and leadership. Leaders who have reached a world-centric perspective create value for all stakeholders because they recognize the needs of society and corporate performance intersect. A supportive, ethical, conscious organizational culture influences the development of ethical, conscious leaders and helps broaden its leaders' perspectives to a world-centric view. These people believe that doing well and doing good are linked, and studies show that organizations led by these leaders outperform large institutions known for their financial success. In vertical development, leaders with a world-centric view are ethical and conscious about the way they think, feel, and act. So followership and competitive advantage. Leadership matters, but without effective followers, no organization can survive. Committed employees and brand ambassadors attribute to followership. Competitive advantage refers to what sets the organization apart from others and provides it with a distinctive edge for meeting consumer needs in the market. The contemporary company Beyond Meat is faced with change initiatives caused by the environment. In response, founder Ethan Brown and his organization have created sustainable plant-based products that positively affect the environment, human health, and animal welfare. By utilizing principles from Cotter and Cohen's 8 Steps to Successful Large-Scale Change, this billion-dollar company has become a catalyst of change in and of itself. Beyond Meat has influenced stakeholders and is now available in multiple countries and thousands of different venues, including but not limited to grocery stores, restaurants, universities, and hospitals. Beyond Meat's goal is to embed its very culture into the world so that this new way of operating will fasten itself to the global community. Implementing servant leadership principles has helped the organization achieve success while having a positive impact on people. It was recently made public, so now everyone can go buy stock. Here's just a list of references. And any questions? Thank you.